Hey, how's it going? So today I just really want to share with you that I am working on a talk. So doing another sort of 45-minute or hour long talk, but I'm doing a tour. I'm going to go around a few different cities in the UK and probably do anywhere from 3 to 6 talks over the course of next year. So, part of new dawning realization that I've had over the last, I would say, month or so, oftentimes when we want things to happen really fast. So, I'm going to speak for myself. I have a tendency to be really impatient and to want to move as fast as possible. And I had an amazing astrological reading. If you're interested in knowing who the reader was, feel free to email me and I can email you his details. And in that reading, he highlighted it to me. You have to work on your, being patient. And all along that, the new insights came through. One of them was, planning a year ahead. So that's new for me. It might not be new for a lot of people, but actually looking at the following year, what kind of things would I like to do, and to book it. So put it in the diary, book it, and what that does is create energy that builds up to that event, to that time. So if you're somebody like me who runs events, who puts on classes and workshops and talks and things, then I think it can be really useful to plan ahead. Well, at least we'll see how the next year goes. I'll keep you posted as I go along this relatively new path. But it's almost like this whole new path has opened up to me. The more I practice patience, the more I allow everything to sort of fill in. Everything I need to know in any given moment is revealed to me, and now I can see like all these new awarenesses, all these new things are just effortlessly kind of bubbling up to show me where to go, what to do, and all that kind of stuff. So I'm feeling really blessed at the moment. Sam and I went to Bordeaux, and is often the case for me. I have a lot of like emotional storms, emotional realizations that come through, and one of them was definitely about expectation, and placing expectation on people is never really a positive thing. It's realizing that we have those expectations placed on other people, and it's usually a projection of lack coming from our own self. So we're unconsciously projecting behavior onto a certain person, expecting that behavior to bring us joy, and when that doesn't happen, we get upset, we get disappointed. And as always, I speak for myself in this situation. And so learning about expectation and learning how when we put that onto other people, it's not really positive, actually. Not that we shouldn't expect the best, but we should expect that we can always expect the best for ourselves, not expect other people to behave a certain way that pleases us. And I think that's as I say those words, that's an extension of my own lifelong pattern of people pleasing and trying to make everybody feel nice all the time. And I'm realizing that doesn't really serve anybody, or me certainly. And I think it's part of wanting to branch out and do more talks and feeling very committed to bringing Path to Paradise to you as a guidebook, as a workshop, and as an online course, because I realized that, where I've come to in my life, it is pretty gosh darn peaceful, and I'm able to analyze situations almost instantaneously as they're bubbling up, as they're arising, and to really observe energies acting out. And again, it is subtle, and more people probably awakening to like these sort of aspects. It's just about pinpointing the root energy that's bringing forth that reaction. And otherwise pretty much choosing to see everyone else in their perfect state, realizing a place of unconditional means that everyone is perfect already, everyone's already perfectly healed. It's that if I'm not seeing that perfection, I'm not vibrating that perfection. I'm in fact vibrating whatever I'm projecting onto them. So if I see them as weak, if I see them as angry, that's actually a vibration that's active with me, and it's false. It's a false illusion. So so much to share, just so much to share with you. And I'm looking forward really to this next phase of my journey, and a feeling a very inwardly strong commitment to being true to myself. And that really, I mean, again, I've had lesson after lesson about thinking I need other people to make things happen for me, and thinking like I can't, who am I to say this, or who am I to talk about this? And well, in Marianne Williamson's book, it's like, who am I not to be? Who am I not to be a great speaker? Who am I not to be a great leader? Who am I not to be a great visionary? Like those little inner bubbles that I get about the person that I really am. On one egoic side, it does scare me, because I think about ruffling people's feathers, and like for old Molly, for the person I used to be, that's like I would avoid that. I would avoid that with everything in me. I'd avoid conflict. I'd avoid ruffling people and making them feel uncomfortable and stuff. And now I realize it's almost as if I've gotten to a point where my sheer presence and just a few words can really stir the pot, can really bring up those insecurities. And I think it's because in our world we are approaching, or perhaps we've already gone past that kind of tipping point, but things are changing, and they're changing really, really fast, and we can't stop it. Because it's been coming for ages and ages. It's our perception of time through our limited awareness as human beings. That's what's sort of confusing us. That's what makes things feel really, really uncomfortable, more than they need to be, perhaps. But if we can have a loving heart, an open mind, and trust that all is well, then really everything just magically starts to reveal itself. People turn up, experiences occur, things happen that help guide us into a more harmonious direction. And ultimately, this is all part of this real revolution, Consciously Unplugged, is that energy then moves and flows in a different direction, which then creates different worlds, creates worlds of more abundance, peace, and harmony for everybody. So I've just rambled on, as I always do. So just have a wonderful day, and I'll be keeping you posted as soon as I have concrete dates and things for my talks next year. And I also very likely have a week-long yoga and surf workshop that I'll be hosting in Morocco, and also a couple weekend retreats that I'll be hosting, hopefully with my gorgeous Kundalini teacher, who's just epic. Hopefully with her on the March and the autumn equinoxes, and I'll go into more detail about that. And I might just, if I'm lucky, have one of my gorgeous friends from A-Fest come to England and host a sacred geometry workshop. And she's a really, really badass chick. She runs her company is called Badass Spiritual Warriors. So lots of hugely exciting, amazing things happening for next year, and a few little tidbits that I want to get the ball rolling on, some mindful silent walks, and probably my talks down here locally, get those going again. But I just wanted to touch base and kind of just share with myself, this is what these vlogs are kind of about, is for me to hash things out for my own self as well, and share with you what's going on in my life, insights and inspiration that I've come across. So I hope you have a really great day, and I will speak to you soon. Peace out. All to love. All to love.